It's the ASAA Hoop Showcase. It's the game of the week. It's the JP Rebels taking on the St. Peter the Apostle Spartans on this IC Live Procast from Saville Center. Hello everyone, my name is Connor Toffin, joined by Eric Fawcett. Eric, this is the first time that we've ever done this with the ASAA. It's so great that we're putting on an event like this today that can really highlight high school basketball in the city.
It's been fantastic. Basketball on a whole is growing in this province. The high school sport is growing in this province, and this is an awesome opportunity to showcase this talent. We're in a beautiful setting here at the Saville Community Sports Center, and we've got 4 very excited teams that are loaded with talent that are really looking forward to putting on a show tonight.
So part of what we talked about before the game, you mentioned these teams are very excited right now. You know, these players aren't used to being on TV. They're not used to playing in a big university gym where there's U of A people around today. We've seen them walking around. They might be watching the game today. Is there any way, any other message in the locker room a coach is going to tell their players in a big game like this?
Yeah, well, I think you saw the difference in preparation right away, even with warm-up, where it seemed like St. Peter the Apostle got to the locker room early. We're really interested in, hey, how are we going to slow this Rebels team down? And then on the Jasper play side, we saw, hey, let's get up our pace in warm-up. Let's get a lot of shots up, and, you know, we'll see if we can shake off the cobwebs that way. So we've already seen 2 different approaches to a big game like this in a new setting in a big gym. And like you mentioned, the University of Alberta coaching staff has been around. There's been both the players and the coaching staff are here. There's college coaches watching, and these are some players that, as we got the opportunity to talk to both players and coaches that are looking to play post-secondary basketball. So I think there will be some nerves, but also a lot of excitement.
So we also have a bit of an interesting storyline today in that we have a well-established school that first won a provincial championship before I was born in 1996 in the Jasper Place Rebels, facing off against a school that didn't open up until 2012. So talk to me kind of about how that big school, small school dynamic can kind of play into a game like this.
Well, I think something that just struck me so much talking to the coaches was that Jasper Place had over 200 guys at their basketball tryouts this year, which just speaks to what they're dealing with, a 3,000 student school that is proficient in a lot of sports. But I think what's so impressive about St. Peter the Apostle is, you know, they opened in 2012 and they were instantly relevant.
Right.
They have been a force at the 3A level, I believe, since that first year in 2012. So I think that that's just a huge credit to Coach Cristolano and just everything that they've built there to have such a competitive program.
St. Peter the Apostle actually took home the Tier 2 championship last year. Thought we were going to get a bit of a live performance from the band before the game, but looks like we're getting ready for tip-off here at the Saville Center between the Spartans and the Rebels. And the ball is up. And tip off here. Spartans will take first possession. Top of the arc, they'll look to set up their offense for the first time. Couple quick passes into the top post to steal. And the Rebels get an easy bucket going the other way.
That's a fitting first score of the game. Owen Hickey is someone who has put up a lot of points in his high school career already, and for him to open things up seems fitting.
This is Payne driving to the room, takes some contact and puts it in. Is that an and one? I think it is.
Strong finish, and you know, you see Jasper Place, they're going to put a lot of pressure on ball handlers. They're really going to challenge SPA to score one-on-one, and what happens right there? He takes that one-on-one matchup, Payne takes it right to the hoop and scores and one. Looking
for the three-point play. Banks it off the front rim, and it is in. Payne, strong start to the game with 3 points already. Rebels now looking for the response. They were trying to kick it to the corner and getting into the passing lane there. Looked like that might have been Podajchuk.
So you'll see Delano. He is someone who loves his zones. He's playing a 2-3 right now. He'll mix in different defensive looks. They're just really trying to keep the Rebels off balance.
Pull up, they're going to kick it to the corner. 3 for Hickey. Doesn't go, but an offensive rebound strong on the glass, and Madut finishes.
Madut's a high-energy player. You've got to be aware of him on the offensive glass.
Payne again, leading the offense for the Spartans. Couldn't find any room over the middle. He'll kick it back outside to Parsons, driving the rim, and it looked like Madut again with the block.
Madut is someone who takes so much pride in the defensive side of the basketball, so much pride in his effort level, and you thought he might have been beat there for a minute, but that speed, that athleticism allows him to recover.
Inbound will come from the baseline. Thought they might have had a look at an open shot there, but Ichuk will pass it up, and that one tipped out, and it's Madut again, ended up actually going off of a Spartan and out of bounds. Madut making his impact just a couple minutes into the game. Some quick passes. Another one back out, Talma driving. Free throw line jumper doesn't go for Sadie. And a quick pass out, but the Spartans just not quite connecting on offense right now, Eric.
No, they're a defense-first program, and as much as you want to look for those easy shots in transition, they might be better served to slow things down a little bit. That's where their offense has been a little bit better.
Here's Hickey, quick handoff to Madut. And now over to Talma. Talma pressured up top, nearly has the ball poked away. Lost his dribble and is able to work it out to Sadie, who pulls up for the three. That one just short, but Hickey with the rebound. Goes up strong with the right, banks it in.
Great follow. Sadie, not known as much of a shooter. He took that open one, and Owen Hickey was there on the glass.
Offensive rebounding so far. There's been a couple of them already for the Rebels. Payne hands it off to Jackins, trying to play it down low. Not a ton of room down there. And I think they stepped out of bounds. Just not enough room there for Carson Fisher.
This is the second time they've tried to use this Horns dive play to get the ball into Fisher down on the block, but the Rebels are just all over it, surrounding him.
Quick pull up for Madut, doesn't go. Tried to bank it in, didn't quite get the angle. Spartans now in the corner, taking it to the rim is Parsons. Moves it to the corner, slashing it, and oh, what a block by Hickey. And now he's going to lead the transition the other way at 3-on-3. Hickey will take it himself, goes to the rim and lays it in.
What a block on one end, and then what does he do? Takes it down the gut of the floor for a layup. He's getting it done everywhere.
Spartans looking for a response, down 8-3 early. Bit of an early run starting to develop for the Rebels. Now some room over the middle. Someone got a hand in there. Might have been Sadie poking that one away, disrupted the offense. Spartans into scramble mode. A quick fade doesn't go. We're fighting for the rebound right back and picking up the foul. Carson Fisher will go to the line. Good hustle play for the big.
Carson Fisher is really the leader of this Spartans team, and you saw a couple of tough possessions as they tried to get the ball into him on the inside, and this time it just was sheer will. He knew his team needed a bucket, and he was going to go get one no matter what.
So Fisher will take a couple free throws. And Fisher, one of the taller players we'll see tonight, standing at 6'9". We've seen Madut make his impact early, standing at 6'3", but looks like he's got quite the interior presence. How can a shorter player take over the paint?
Oh, you want to use leverage. You want to get underneath the center of gravity of these bigger players and just make it uncomfortable for them. And then you've also seen with Madut, he does have that sneaky leaping ability. We saw it earlier when he was recovered on a play. He was maybe beat to get a block.
Rebels in a rhythm early. Here's a three. First attempt of the game doesn't go for Kosinski. Spartans take it the other way. And Hickey will tip it out. They were looking for Fisher again. Looks like the Spartans are going to be looking for Fisher a lot in the post today.
Yeah, and you're seeing the Rebels doing whatever possible to fight over the top. There was, the much shorter Hickey, but he fights, uses his feet to get around, works to get a front, and pokes that ball out of bounds. And now the Spartans have to inbound from a fairly uncomfortable spot on the floor, deep in that corner.
Looked like they were trying to find Fisher, and they do work it into Pompey towards the rack, and it's laid in.
Pompey with a beautiful finish there, attacks the closeout, pro hop, that's good stuff.
Free throw line jumper is a bit too strong there off the hands of Allen. Spartans, nice no-look pass there, looking for Fisher, and that one's blocked. Fisher goes up again and picks up the second chance points.
Yeah, you like that no-look dish in transition. Again, the Rebels were all over it looking for Fisher, but he's able to finish his own miss.
Corner, another three for Kosinski, and that one doesn't go. So Rebels came out strong, picked up an 8-3 lead. Spartans now with the last 6 points and looking for another, and a foul down low. Strong offense there, brought from Pompey.
So we just saw Pompey get a bucket on a really nice attacking of a closeout. Here he uses a little bit of a hesitation there as the ball is pushed, lulls his defender sleep, and again, strong off 2 feet finish at the rim. That's what you need to do as a little bit of a smaller player up amongst those bigs. Initiate that contact, go off 2, and you're going to draw fouls just like he did.
I always love doing basketball games because we say smaller player and then we look down, and my whole life I've been a giant and I'm 6'1", and then we're calling him small at 6'2". Just love the game of basketball.
Well, and you see the level of athlete is also a little bit different than when I was in high school in Edmonton. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I would agree for myself as well. And that one's tipped by Fisher. Rebels, though, able to recover. Another free throw line jumper. And that one too strong as well, but tipped in over the middle. It looked like Boynton got a finger on it.
Boynton, who coaches said could be the most improved player in high school basketball in Edmonton this year, and you see just that level of length to tip home and finish there.
Fisher is dominating on the inside. Another putback and another 2.
Just willing his team along with offensive rebounding.
Looks like we got a travel here, and the Rebels with another turnover. 8-0 run for the Spartans, and that's going to force the Rebels to call a timeout. So we weren't too sure what we were going to see in a game like today's. So far, it looks like we're playing pretty well, and now you get a live listen to the band a little bit here that we got in the gym here.
Yeah, happy to hear the band. Great atmosphere here in the Saville Center. This 2-3 zone from the Spartans is giving the Rebels a little bit of issues, and that's one bad possession, or the last bad possession is what prompted that timeout from Jasper Place. And again, when you're playing against a 2-3 zone, it can be very inviting to try to get that ball into the high post. But when the ball has gotten into the high post, the Spartans have not overreacted and kind of said, hey, if there's going to be players to beat us from that area, we'll live with it. There was a missed jumper on a previous possession, and then on the last one it was a travel. So it's pretty clear from the strategy of the Spartans that it's like, hey, we're going to let the ball get into the high post, we're not going to overreact, and we'll play from it from there. So I'm interested to see what the Rebels have here coming out of a timeout to see how they can attack this zone.
So both coaches have had the chance to talk it over. And a bit of full court pressure being brought now by the Rebels, and they force the turnover. Able to work it back to the outside. Now a 3-point attempt for Allen doesn't go. Allen got an open look. That's the shots you want to take after forcing the steal. Spartans, they'll fake the shot. Driving in, Pompey to the corner. A 3 doesn't go. Hickey with the board. Hickey looking for some space over the middle. Mishandled it a bit. Able to corral it. Work it out to the teammate. But the presence of Fisher picking up another stop. And that's going to be a travel. Just a bit of a miscue there by the Spartans as Jackins thought there was someone ahead of him, it looked like.
Yeah, it's a high-paced game right now, and just didn't have any teammates with him. Went to go pass it, realized he was 1-on-3, and there was nothing there.
Has been a fast-paced game so far. Team's not using a lot of shot clock. That 3 from the corner doesn't go. Rebound, another one, and Fisher pulls down the rebound. Spartans, quick look. This is Fisher from the outside. And if you're 6'9" and you can do that, there's going to be a lot of issues for the Rebels today.
Just sheer will getting buckets on the inside on previous possessions. Now he hits a 3. That makes him a tough cover.
Another free throw line jumper doesn't go. Fisher with another rebound. This guy's going to put up a double-double by the end of the night. Might already be halfway there.
Now they're going to look to post him up here.
Pompey outside, couldn't find Fisher. Pompey tightly guarded, kicks to the corner, 10 on the clock, and a 3 made. Big bucket for Kalen Jackins.
The Spartans pushing in transition has made for some cross matches that have not been favorable to the Rebels, and they're a mismatch with a big on a guard, gets a little bit too much space, and it's an open 3.
3 doesn't go. Hickey, his first 3-point attempt of the game. Sure to be a few more of those as we keep going. Jackins to the rim, and it's in! Spartans are on a run. Rebels slow things down for a moment. Hickey, another 3, and it's in. few feet behind the line.
You mentioned you were going to see a couple from him. He can absolutely fill it up. He's someone who is known early in his high school career as a shooter. He has added so much more to his game, but that ability to put up threes at volume is still there.
Quick three for the Spartans on the step back, and it's going to roll around and in. Pretty much all the way around the world. What a move there from Payne.
Yeah, Payne's bringing the energy. Had a big yell after that one.
Rebels fresh off of a hickey three. Jab step, slashing down low, another three. This one from the corner, open and in. Fenwick Williams, open look, and he cashes.
Yeah, they need to find a way for those shots to fall if they're going to break this zone. It's been what the Spartans' defense has been built on.
Fisher getting doubled now, tripled down low, and he's drawing the foul.
Yeah, if you can create those mismatches where there's 6'2", 6'3" guards trying to match up with Fisher on the inside, it's just what can you do to try to keep him from getting to that right-hand hook except foul him?
So Fisher will go back to the line. You know, I had it in my notes from the Spartans that, you know, they're a bit of an older team, but a bit inexperienced as they graduated 10 players last year. Early on in the season, in this game against a well-established school, and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah, they had a couple turnovers early trying to push it in transition, but it seemed like that's all it took to get the jitters out, and now they're kind of controlling the game. I will mention on our broadcast, it does appear our scores are flipped. It is St. Peter that is up right now, 24-16. But yeah, that is the Spartans taking control of things. Just in case you were watching at home and were a little bit confused where the points were going.
So the Rebels looking for a response. Good pickup on that one, I didn't see. Fisher with the rebound. Quick outlet pass. On the transition, an open look, and maybe a good foul there as Parsons was behind the defense.
Oh yeah, he saved a layup. Dude, I almost thought for a second he was going to go for that chase down block, instead made a play on the ball, and it almost looked from our vantage point like he could have gotten it clean, but I'll call it a good foul. What could have been an open layup, now he's got to earn it.
First one is good from Parsons. So you got a player like Fisher on your team who's been filling up the bucket so far. How important is secondary and tertiary scoring for a Spartans team when they got that 6'9" center over the middle?
I think it's big, especially when it comes to shooting. Obviously, Fisher is going to attract so much attention on the inside. Things will become a lot easier for him if they're shooting on the outside to stop these double and triple teams that he's already seen.
So Spartans were able to force a turnover, but then turned it over right back as they picked up a travel. Madut open for three, fakes it. Two players contested, and there's a foul on the floor here that's going to go against Parsons. And a couple subs coming in for the Spartans.
Yeah, first break for Fisher. We haven't seen a lot of substitutions. You can tell that these teams are, playing hard, and this is an important game to them. They've ridden their starters hard here, trying to keep it a competitive game.
Rebels nearing that half-court line. Madut able to pick it up, hustles in. Found some space, ended up taking a whack over the forearm, and he'll go to the line.
You mentioned it, found space. I thought he was going to run into a wall and just hit the speed burst and somehow got around a defender and got to the rim.
Madut, his first trip to the free throw line today. Family originally from South Sudan. And I have it listed here that he's got the best sense of humor on the team. And it's funny that the energy guys always tend to be the best senses of humor in the locker room, right?
Well, I think to play as hard as he does, that you've already seen, like you've got to play the game with joy. And clearly he loves basketball, and you just love to see that.
Able to make a free throw to cut the lead down to 8. Spartans looking for another bucket. It's put up and doesn't go. Too much on the layup for Pompey, but they force a turnover. Look at the rim, and it's in. Balantukis.
Just seems like a lot of this first shot defense for the Rebels has been really good, but the Spartans are just finding ways on the offensive glass with turnovers just to create points. And here's another steal.
Now a fast break. Oh, and just another one there. Travel. Called on Parsons.
Good defense to recover there. You thought it was going to be a 2-on-1, maybe an easy layup, but instead the hustle turns it into a double dribble or a travel, and The Rebels get the ball back.
Tried to feed it to the inside, and they couldn't quite get it to Boyington. It'll be another turnover.
The Spartans are so disciplined in that zone. Again, so many teams, even teams that play the two-through zone a lot, they will overreact when the ball gets into the high post, and the Spartans don't, and that's allowed them to play really stout defense even when the ball's in that high danger area.
Just over a half a minute left here in the opening frame. Spartans to the rim, and another foul here as Parsons will head back to the line. Don't have a live counter for fouls here in the gym, but it's been quite a few racking up here early on the Rebels.
Yeah, we've got the team fouls, and they were in the bonus early, but we'll have to see from an individual player standpoint how these start to pile up. Again, the Rebels have a good amount of depth, but it's also clear that they've got a core group that they really trust, and later in the game when those guys are needed, you hope that they're out of foul trouble.
So the Rebels now down by 12 after the two made free throws. Madu, quick look over to Hickey. 3, too strong, doesn't go. Rebounded by the Spartans. Long outlet pass. Hickey read that one well, playing free safety on the plate. Hickey going to the rim, takes some hard contact. Blocker charge. I think this one's going to be on the defense.
Yeah, kind of a bit of a desperation attempt to try to make something happen defensively with the good call from the official there. But again, Hickey gets that steal and just comes with the head of steam. It's tough to play defense when a guy's coming downhill at you like that.
See the feet shimmying just a little bit there, just enough to pick up the block, but Hickey will miss the first free throw. .2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Hickey able to make the second. Spartans with time to work the full court. Hickey, though, trying to poke it away. Taken up by Pompey. 4 seconds on the clock. Throws it up with the right. He got fouled, and it nearly went in.
Looks like that one might go on Owen Hickey, and it does. Just got a little bit too ambitious trying to stop an attempt, and that's a situation where you maybe just want to let him take an off-balance shot, especially with so little time on the clock. And we know Owen Hickey is a very valuable player to the Rebels. You don't want him picking up those, but competitiveness when you see a guy getting downhill like that, you want to try to stop him at all costs.
The Spartans at 30 points already here in the first quarter, and Pompey looking for another. Offense has been incredibly efficient so far. 3.4 seconds left here. Hickey. He'll heave it up from the Golden Bears logo. Nearly banks it in, but it doesn't go.
Got a pretty good look, but right now the story of the game has been the St. Peter Spartans and their offense. And again, just so many guards that are capable of making plays, and a big man in Carson Fisher that can get it done in the inside. And hey, when he's knocking down threes, that's also how you put up such a big quarter.
The Spartans with a stellar first half, up 31-18.
Wet Grip Microfiber wicks away sweat to maintain superior handles. Spalding Shooter Seam is designed for instant ball recognition. Rotationally balanced butyl bladder provides ultimate air. Official high school game ball of over 20 stated options. Built for hardwood hooping.
Welcome back to the Saville Center. Rebels and Spartans in the ASAA Hoop Showcase, the first one ever, the first ever game of the week here. Connor Toffin on this ASAA Live Procast, joined by Eric Fawcett. And kind of mentioned it earlier, early on in the season here, high school basketball, not too sure what we're going to go see. Well-established program versus a fairly new program. And so far, the Spartans have really made their mark on this game.
They have, and going into this game, I really thought the key for the Spartans was going to be their defense, and I think that their coaching staff would have told you just about the same, but right now it's their offense. It's their ability for these guards to just continually get paint touches, and then, of course, use Carson Fisher on the inside. So I would say that quarter went just about as well as possible for the Spartans, and if you're the Rebels, you've just got to say, okay, we got to keep some of these guards out of the paint, and we've got to find a way to shoot our way out of this zone.
Spartans have pretty much been daring them to shoot for that whole first quarter, as we just get a clock issue fixed real quick.
And we've seen, and again, this is where head coach Cristolano is so good for the Spartans. We've seen about 3 different zone looks within this kind of 2-3 alignment in the first quarter already. He's got more in the toolbox he could pull out, but it's just really keeping the Rebels off balance. It's not fun to play against zones that are constantly changing, coming out of a timeout with a different look, and again, I think it's been partially to their advantage.
So clock is just stuck at 15.5 right now, so going to take a moment to get that sorted out. We talked about it right off the top of the show. It's really good that we're even here in the first place just doing a game like this today, and really a sign of the growth of high school basketball in the province.
Absolutely. I think this is, I think one day we're going to look back on this first game and say, hey, this was the start of something very special, and it's a great setting to be here with some kids that are very excited to play their hearts out. It's great to see the host Golden Bears contributing in a number of ways, making this happen, and I'm excited for the rest of this game and, of course, the second half of our doubleheader later.
Holowadiuk. Long pass across, nearly lost it. Hippolyta with the ball. Quick dish, back over to Balantukis, now up top. Fisher's out of the game. Long 3, and it doesn't go.
Now there's a good defensive possession by the Rebels. After not being able to get a lot of stops in the first, they force a lot of tough passes and force a tough shot.
Turnover. They'll quickly give it to Parsons to the rim. And it'll be Balantukis headed to the line. Another foul here for the Rebels.
Yeah, and another one on Owen Hickey. Then that was a bit of a tough one. It was a little bit late. I think we'll get a nice replay here. May have come down on the arm there.
And Fisher wasn't out of the game for long. He's already checked back in. It's going to just bring up the conversation about how important these Fisherless minutes are going to be with the way he's played tonight. But we might not see many of those. Obviously, just 10-minute quarters in high school basketball.
Yeah, they kind of snuck him some extended rest by getting him out with about 1:45 left in the first quarter and kind of getting an extended rest that way. But yeah, again, he's so important and to everything they do. But even those last 2 minutes, the Spartans played very well without him.
Hickey up top, another 3, and it's in. Pretty good contest there from Balantukis, but didn't matter.
It's a great contest, but Owen Hickey, several feet behind the three-point line, just has such a beautiful stroke, back rim and down. It's just, he's a big-time shooter.
Jenkins, 2-foot stop, quick look over to Fisher, guarded by Hickey, and Fisher puts it in.
That's good defense from Hickey. That's just a very talented 6'9" player, able to finish.
Rebels looking for a response. 3, Talma. And it was online, but short. Fisher with the rebound.
Fisher looking for a guard. No one's there for him. Looks like he's going to bring it up.
He'll set the pick as they work it around the perimeter. Look for Fisher down low, but Hickey jumped right into the passing lane. Hickey on the fast break behind the defense and missed the layup. Rebounded, though, by the Rebels. Del Carmen. Quick passing, Hickey, quick pull, short. And Del Carmen fighting hard for the rebound. It'll be a jump ball. And we'll see who this possession arrow favors. We'll go to the Spartans. Good hustle there from Del Carmen.
We talked about the Carson Fisher-less minutes for the Spartans. Now we'll see the Owen Hickey-less minutes for the Rebels as they try to claw their way back into this one.
Spartans Looking for another bucket on the inside. They'll get it. Kalen Jackins again.
Jackins sees the mismatch and just, gets downhill. That's what you want to see from those guards when they get a big on them.
Del Carmen, quick kick, strong take. And Fisher thought he had the block, but he might have caught a bit of Boyington's arm. Picks up the foul.
Great look at the replay there. Maybe got him on the wrist a little bit. Good recovery kind of defense to go and make a play at the rim by Fisher. Boyington will go to the line.
Couple 6'9" players in Boyington and Fisher. And good looking free throw there for Boyington.
Now Boyington giving valuable minutes for the Rebels here as someone who, again, was told to us as one of the most improved high school basketball players in the city. And I think in most games he's going to be very important, but again, especially playing against Carson Fisher, that length is very important.
Corner. And offensive foul. It was away from the ball. Happened in the key. I think Del Carmen drew it.
Yeah, that was a high IQ play. See someone getting downhill looking to pass. Again, I think because the ball handler wasn't looking to finish, he didn't think a defender would try to take a charge on him, but got a kind of savvy play to take one.
Oh, clean strip there for the Spartans. That was Jackins. He's had a good game. Jackins, three. Couldn't convert, but Fisher with the rebound. Fisher up with the right, doesn't go. And the Rebels come up with the rebound. It was Lee. Talma on the inside, kick out. Williams driving, puts it up with the right, doesn't go. Rebounded by Fisher. Spartans looking to push the pace. And now they'll slow things down. Up top, Fisher sets the pick. Driving to the rim, going up with the left and laying it in. It was Payne. And the Rebels step out of bounds on the other side.
Spartans just kind of keeping the momentum rolling here from the first quarter. It hasn't been as overwhelming in the second, but you're just seeing that lead slowly start to build, and looks like we'll get a timeout here as the Rebels look to see how they can get something going offensively.
Spartans up 38-23 here, 6.5 minutes left in the second. So we've kind of seen quite a few looks from the Spartans. We've seen quite a few looks from the Rebels. How can the Rebels look to actually get more points on the board today? It seems like the Spartans have been taking away a ton of space.
Yeah, I think that their initial plan of getting it into the high post and playing out of there has not been as successful as they hoped. I think they've got to look to something different. They ran this kind of step up ball screen and outside ball screen against the 2-3 earlier. I thought they got some good looks out of that. And again, I would love to see something manufactured for their shooters, like maybe Owen Hickey when he gets back into the game. This is where you get into your bag, you find your quick hitters that you just know will get an open look and see what works as we get in a look at the at various benches as they try to figure out. Of course, it's another offensive look here from Chris Delano. Their team has had a lot of success, particularly, again, getting these guards into the paint. It just seems like whoever they roll out of the backcourt comes off the bench and instantly is getting a paint touch and a finish.
So to the timeout. See what Delano has drawn up with a 15-point lead here. Halfway through the second quarter. Payne will bring it up with speed. Payne behind the defense, but good defense. Can't catch the number there. It looked like Talma. Quick kick out, open three in the corner, doesn't go. Rebounded by the Spartans.
And they got a good look, and maybe that's what they need to do. They need to look in transition before that zone for the Spartans can get set up.
Payne. High screen by Parsons. There's a foul, and it'll go against the offense.
Great work from those Rebel defenders as the Spartans get into that kind of horns look. They just fight for position, deny those entries, and working a little bit too hard for it as the Spartans with a moving screen.
Talma faked it to Williams. Instead gives it to Del Carmen. Talma back up top, puts it on the floor. Williams in the corner, puts it up, doesn't go. Rebound deflected, back out to Talma. Quick pass out to the right. They were looking for Stobbs, and he turned it over.
See, it looks like the Rebels might try to crank up the pressure here full court. You know, given that their half-court offense hasn't been great, maybe they try to force some turnovers and create some points that way.
Spartans, quick give up top. Going up with the right and putting it in. Jackins again. Spartans are starting to run away with it early here. Crucial minutes here in the second quarter, you feel like, as Williams pulls up for the three, and it's in.
That's a great look. You know, I mentioned that getting it into the high post hasn't been super effective, but there on the relocation three, they get a wide open one and he drills it. The Rebels will need to make some of those shots to soften up that zone.
Good defensive play there for Talma. Might have caught a piece of it there as he deflected it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was some good defense. And again, you just see these Spartan guards downhill, 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 constantly getting into the paint. And there was good defense, like you mentioned, from Talma to reject that one.
Payne, quick handoff. Running out of time on the shot clock. 2 seconds. Payne trying to find some space. Puts it up. And when the shots are falling, they're falling. Payne with no time on the clock puts in the two.
Those are backbreakers for the defense. When you defend well for 23 and a half seconds and a shot still finds a way to fall, things are just not going the Rebels' way right now, but we'll see if they can get something going here on the offensive end.
Talma. Del Carmen, free throw line jumper, leading into it and puts it in.
And that's a big shot, because if he can start hitting those, he can get one just about any time he wants against this 2-3 zone.
Poked away. Spartans able to recover. Going up with the right, too strong. Rebounded by Stearns. Going the other way is Madout, puts it up with the right. And physical play down low. Apologies, that wasn't Stern on the rebounds, by the way, that was right. On the Rebels.
The impact of Fisher at the rim, even when the Rebels have a good look in transition. Fisher's just so long, forces up kind of an off-balance look.
Timeout called here by the Spartans. So you kind of mentioned a couple possessions ago there for Del Carmen. Came up with the free throw line jumper, found net on it, and that seems like it's going to be an open shot for the Rebels. But we see it in the NBA, we see it in college, we see it in high school. And this isn't what it was like when we were growing up, but with modern basketball, even at the high school level, you're not seeing many mid-range shots anymore.
No, it's kids that watch the NBA, and there's not a lot of mid-range jumpers. Again, you also are watching the NBA where there's not a lot of 2-3 zone. So,
Yeah.
but again, and there's a lot of analytical backing as to why you don't take those shots at the NBA level. It is a little bit different at the high school level. 3-point percentages aren't quite as high as they are at the pro level, but that mid-range shot is going to be a lot kind of closer. So, while I could get out the spreadsheet and show you why a 45% mid-range jumper from the free throw line isn't as good as a 33% three-point shot, maybe in a game like tonight's it is. And again, there's also something, the psychological side of things too, where you're seeing the Spartans just, pretty much have no respect when the ball goes into the high post. They're willing to let it happen. They don't overreact. You hit one or two of those and they'll probably start to change what they do. So you've also got to think beyond the numbers, the psychological side of things and what it'll do. And maybe if they can get another one of those shots, that's great. But we also saw them get a wide open three off of that, getting that ball into the high post action on a couple previous possessions. I still think they would and should take those open threes whenever possible.
Rebels bringing some more full court pressure, and they are able to force the turnover as they get it to Talma. And they'll turn it right back over. Never got clean possession as they were looking for Madout over the middle. And Madout's going to take it right back, and he gets fouled. Chaotic possession. Rebels though going to come away with possession.
I like that the Rebels are cranking up the pressure. Again, things have not been working great for them offensively, but they've got athletes, they've got length. I think you got to let those guys get loose and see if they can come up with some extra possessions.
No dribbles here for the Rebels offense. Just passing. A lot of Klay Thompsons out there. And going in and making the layup is Tama.
Yeah, nice touch over the shot blocker. That was really nice, and those are the shots that haven't quite been there for them. And maybe now the Rebels have something going.
Spartans, meanwhile, haven't looked quite as efficient on offense. Fisher up top. Big man puts the ball on the floor, and that'll be a travel. Took a few steps. Rebels force turnover.
Mateo Wright is, I don't think we mentioned his name so far, but he's playing some good defense here on Fisher. Not quite as tall, but strong. And there you saw him just dogging the ball. Again, like you mentioned before, getting underneath the Fisher, making him uncomfortable, and it forces a travel.
Matute thought it was in and just rimmed out. Fisher, though, couldn't quite corral the rebound as he was mixed up with Pompey. Rebels have cut what was nearly a 20-point lead at one point back down to 12. Looking for the inbounds, able to get it in. Williams,
nice pass.
Over the middle, nice dish to Madut.
You get that drive to the nail, the middle of the floor, and suddenly you force that middle defender of the zone to step up, and yeah, just a very well executed play. And here's Wright again, playing excellent defense.
Comes up with the layup. The lead down to single digits. For the first time in a long time, Spartans call a timeout.
You love to see that defense turn into offense. Again, I thought Wright has been playing silently a very good game on the defensive end, and suddenly has two very loud plays, forces a turnover, forces a travel, and then this time gets a steal that turns into a layup.
You know, sometimes you're not necessarily flashing on the defensive end with the big blocks, and it's just that silent stuff. And then it always seems like a player like that. I think of Jaden McDaniels when you think of an NBA player. He's kind of silent. I have him on my fantasy team. He doesn't put up much points sometimes, but then when you watch the games, you kind of see his impact, and then he tends to come up with those big swing plays like Wright did just there.
Yeah, and you know, the Rebels are deep and they're talented. If you're going to get on the floor and play significant minutes, you know that player's bringing something. And if you're going to guard Carson Fisher, you're obviously bringing something on the defensive end. And again, I like that he wasn't trying to play big boy ball. He wasn't trying to bully. He was using his speed. He was getting underneath Fisher, making things uncomfortable, and then again uses his speed on that last possession to shoot a gap, get a turnover, and turn it into points. And I think that might be what the Rebels are looking to do, especially while Owen Hickey's off the floor with a little bit of foul trouble and rest. Let's see if they can continue to get points from their defense.
This run has come without their best player on the floor, and even after the timeout, he'll stay on the bench. Might see that bench till halftime.
And hey, things are rolling for the Rebels here. I kind of like this coaching staff, which you know, we could mention a couple young guys, some guys with ACAC playing experience, two very good players at Nate. You know, they're riding with their guys right now that went on the run. You kind of like to see them continue to be trusted.
Spartans looking to stop this Rebels momentum. Hand up top. Payne looking to kick it back out. Shot clock into single digits. Going up strong, nothing going. And Wright with the rebound. Rebels pushing the pace a little bit as they work it into the corner. Del Carmen, quick kick out. Wright over the middle, draws the foul.
So something I do like that Del Carmen has started to do is every single time he gets the ball right at that free throw line area, he is turning and pivoting and firing it to the opposite side immediately. He's not holding the ball. He's not, you know, taking too much time to survey. He knows, oh, if the ball comes to me from one side, I'm going to have a swing to the other side. And again, that quick ball movement forces the Spartans to scramble a little bit, and it turns into a foul.
Right to the line, makes his first. Wright, running back in football, also plays soccer for JP, and something you'll see at a lot of these bigger schools is multi-sport athletes. As Madut pulls down the rebound, probably half of the Rebels rosters, whether they're hockey players, football players, playing more than just basketball.
Yeah, you really do love to see that. You love to see them, you know, supporting the school teams in a number of ways. It's, you know, a lot of studies to say that that's good for the bodies of these young athletes. And hey, I think that the high school sports are some of the most fun players can ever have in their life. So play as many as you can, enjoy them, and you know, maybe should have mentioned, even by the way that Wright plays and his body, that you know, I bet he's a pretty good running back.
Yeah, it would be tough to imagine him not being pretty good on the gridiron. Spartans were able to force the turnover after the Rebels pulled down an offensive rebound. Fisher was fouled. Should be on the floor here. And that foul is going to go against Wright.
I don't mind it at all. They have some fouls to give here. They're not in the bonus. And again, it was that defensive aggression that allowed them to get back into this game. And you kind of like them shooting a gap like that.
Rebels have been stuck at 42 here for a few possessions. Fisher, quick pass to the corner. Shot, pull up, doesn't go. Fight for the rebound, brought in by Williams. Williams now, they're just down by 7. Talma, quick look over to Madut. Madut will drive, has it poked away, stuck with it for a moment. They'll say it went off of Madut, Spartans ball. Payne. Quick pass over the middle, find an open area on the defense, and putting it in is Stearns.
Good work by Stearns. The Rebels are trying to deny those interior passes. Oh, and again, you see a nice move from Del Carmen out of the high post, but a lot of length around the rim to try to finish.
Spartans looking to turn defense into offense. Post up, and running out of room is Pompey. They get it to Fisher. Shot clock to 10. Fisher throws one up. Doesn't go. Long rebound. Comes all the way out to Pompey. Pompey driving. Goes up wildly with the right. Maybe wildly though, because he was taking some contact from Madut. He picks up the foul.
Yeah, a little bit wild, but you know, he initiated the contact, and oftentimes that gives you the benefit of the doubt. So there you see him. First move is to put that shoulder into the defender, create space, allow him to get the ball to the rim. I mean, it's a savvy way to get to the line.
Pompey looking to extend the lead back to double digits. He'll do just that.
See Owen Hickey getting back in the game for Jasper Place. A couple of offensive possessions here for the Rebels left in this half.
Battle for the rebound. Fisher pulls it in. Another rebound for Fisher. Second, third chance points on that one, more so for Fisher. Spartans came away with 3 points on that possession. Williams up top. Hickey, quick shot, doesn't go. Rebounded though by Talma. Williams.
It's a great look for Hickey, but he's been on the bench for so long. I think he might be a little bit cold.
Talma tried to get it to Wright, comes right back to him. Talma puts it in.
Favorable bounce, almost a turnover, goes straight back to him, and he hits that floater.
Good hustle back there. Looked like the Spartans might have had numbers, but Williams able to deflect it out of bounds. And that allows the Rebels to set their defense. Fisher puts the ball on the floor. Nice spin move. Oh, it didn't go somehow. And there's a technical foul here.
Yeah, and that's a big call. Owen Hickey tried to take a charge, I will say. He embellished a little bit of contact, and unfortunately that's a big foul for him, who again didn't have a lot of action here in the second quarter, largely due to foul trouble. And now coming into the second half, he's probably going to have to spend a little bit more time on the bench than the Rebels would like, for sure.
Spartans with a technical free throw won't go. So Hickey, that's at least his third foul of the game now. You only get 5. Might be at 4 though.
Hickey still having a conversation about that last play.
Maybe one last look here for the Rebels. Here in the first half, down by 12. Look over the middle and through the contest of Fisher. Wright puts it in.
Great finish by Wright. He just a couple of possessions prior missed a shot, worried about the length. He gets the exact same situation and finishes with confidence. You love to see that.
So through the first half, Eric, 49-39 here for the Spartans, but we were able to see the Rebels claw back just a little bit near the end of the second half to make this game close again.
Yeah, I thought it showed a lot of fight, especially with multiple starters off the floor. It was their bench unit that really stepped up and made things happen. And really, it was all about the defense. They created turnovers. They were able to get out in transition a little bit. And also, in credit to them and their coaching staff, they started to have a little bit of a better plan against that Spartan zone. So, yeah, very, very good second quarter there for the Rebels, and we'll see if they can cut things down even more in the third.
Great event here in our first ever ASAA Hoop Showcase. One of the reasons these things can even happen is because of our sponsors. We're grateful for them. First of all, Alberta Milk. Alberta Milk would like you to know that milk helps get you going, and where you want to go is up to you. Bel Air Direct, a proud supporter of education and high school athletics across Alberta. As well as Spalding. The ASAA thanks Spalding for being the official basketball sponsor of the ASAA. The Canadian Armed Forces, this is for you. And the Government of Alberta, the Sport, Physical Activity and Recreation branch of the Ministry of Tourism and Sport with the Government of Alberta, is a funding provider to the ASAA. The funds received from this area of the government are put towards enhancing the quality of life for Albertans. 49-39, the Spartans take the lead into the half.
Wet grip microfiber wicks away sweat to maintain superior handles. Spalding Shooter Seam is designed for instant ball recognition. Rotationally balanced butyl bladder provides ultimate air. Official high school game ball of over 20 state adoptions. Built for hardwood hooping.
You've always wanted to be part of something bigger than yourself. You live for experience and lead by example. You want the most out of life and realize what you're looking for is already in you. This is for you, the Canadian Armed Forces, a message from the Government of Canada.
ASAA Hoop Showcase. It's the first one ever, and so far the Spartans have been getting the best of the Rebels, 49-39 through the first half of play. If this track sounds a little different, well, we got a halftime performance here at the Saville Center from one of the St. Peter the Apostles band members. You see it there with the live electric guitar and the drums. That was pretty awesome, Eric.
Oh yeah, it's really helped it's made the atmosphere even more special. There'll be a number of students providing musical entertainment throughout, and it is making the vibe in the Saville Community Center fantastic. This has just been a great event already, and we're only one half in, so lots of great basketball to be played the rest of this evening. And it all starts with the second half here between St. Peter and Jasper Place.
So talked about it a lot. This game's had some fairly obvious game stories so far. It's not really a ton of intricacies going on. It was the Spartans kind of dominating early, and then it was the Rebels clawing back there with about 7-8 minutes to go in the second quarter. You could feel the momentum starting to shift back over towards Jasper Place.
You could, and you know what group it was? It was the 5 players that looked to be starting the second half here for the Rebels, which is different than the 5 that started the game. And again, this shows that the coaching staff is trusting the guys that kind of clawed them back in the game, and these are going to be the guys to see if they can do it again here in the third.
It'll be a travel for Talma. So a turnover for the Rebels on their first possession. Spartans, Fisher, he was dominant early, goes up and lays it in. Tough to contest that guy.
Yeah, when he catches it that deep, it's going to be a finish. The Rebels just have to try to prevent any passes from getting to him that deep.
Corner 3, Williams doesn't go. Rebounded though by the Rebels. And the Spartans force the turnover. Jumping into the passing lane was Parsons. Fight for the ball, and right disrupting the play, but it will go back to the Spartans.
Yeah, it started with Madoud poking away that ball. He's so active defensively. He's got length, he's got quickness, he's got anticipation, and breaks up a fast break.
Spartans got to go quick. When they inbounded that ball, there was only 19 on the shot clock, so they had 3 seconds to get it up. Not sure they realized that.
No, they certainly did not. Cristolano on the bench confused players on the floor, confused. And to be quite honest, I didn't realize as well, but it makes sense. There was never really a change of possession there, so it makes sense the time was off the clock.
Quick passing, Del Carmen outside, 3, Williams. Didn't go. I wonder if Parsons got a fingertip on it. The ball kind of changed trajectory just a little bit. And Del Carmen jumps into the passing lane. Quick pass over to Madoud, goes up with the right and lays it in.
Del Carmen's playing a good game in the middle of that zone, swinging things from the high post, and there he gets a turnover in transition and creates a bucket with a pass.
Del Carmen now will defend Sadie. Apologies, he was defending Podajchuk. Quick handoff, Payne driving, kind of stumbles there as he loses it. Right. Working it outside over to Williams. He'll put it on the floor. Drives the baseline, spins, passes it out to Madoud. Fakes the shot. Del Carmen, free throw line jumper. Made one earlier. That one doesn't go.
Again, he'll get that opportunity to shoot that anytime he wants, and you like to see him take one just to kind of keep the defense honest.
Big bucket there for Podajchuk. Talma out to right, quickly gets it back, and wreaking havoc over the middle. Spartans able to force another turnover, and now a foul.
Probably a smart foul there from Talma. The Spartans had numbers, but again, this kind of frustration is starting to set in against that zone.
4 substitutions being brought onto the floor here for the Rebels. This might be back to the lineup that they started the game with.
Owen Hickey back in the game with foul trouble.
Fisher driving, kick to the corner, open look, doesn't go. Podajchuk had some room in the corner, just couldn't get it to fall. Mishandled, but hustling forward to Sadie. He's able to regain control, and they're going to turn it over.
Yeah, a little over anxious. Feet start to move before the ball gets out, but I like that look from the Rebels. Get that ball into the high post, swing it quick to the other side of the floor, and you get a chance to attack a closeout. So I think they're getting good looks out of that, even though that one ended with a travel.
In the corner, wide open. Tons of space for Parsons. Free throw line jumper the other way. Quick look. There was room, but Sadie can't get it to fall.
You can tell the Spartans are just daring them to take that shot anytime that it's there.
Rebels force a turnover. Turned right back over though. Fisher open in.
Carson Fisher with the easy 2 points.
Hickey. Quick pass to the corner. Allen passed up on the shot. Hickey, contested shot. And a block on the three-point attempt there by Payne. Picking up the rebound and putting it up. Sadie, and that one doesn't go. It's deflected out of bounds.
Once again, the impact of Fisher on the inside. You see players, when they go up against him, they try to contort and put the ball away from his body, scared of getting blocked, but it's forcing up tough shots.
Allen to inbound. Long inbound will go up to Kaczynski. Sadie looking for a pass. A little too tall for Allen. Shot clock runs out before Allen could get the shot up.
Shot clock violation on Jasper's Rebels SBA ball.
24 seconds of solid defense there for the Spartans. Here's Payne. Makes a move up top. Now finds some space down low. Can't get it to go. Allen had his arms up in contest. Quick dishes, and they're able to find Boynton down low, who dunks it home.
Just so much patience from Sadie when he catches the ball in the high post. Everyone kind of was lulled to sleep, and then he just finds that dump-off pass for the dunk.
Spartans put it up, and I believe there's another foul on the floor here. And this one's going to go against Allen.
Carson Fisher going to the line. He's had such a great game already, and this will not be the last time he plays on this court. He recently announced his commitment to the University of Alberta, and just a player that the Golden Bears are very excited about. To get a 6'9" player, you always need guys like that in the pipeline. You want to keep your best talent from the city home whenever possible. So it was good to see that commitment there, and it's nice to see him playing so well on the court that he will be playing on so much more over the next several years.
Fisher gets the second to fall. 5.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line goes halfway down for Sadie, but right back out. And a foul on the floor here. That one's going to go against the Rebels. Sadie picked that one up. Pompey. Quick give, Fisher slashing in through the contest.
What a take to his offhand, assertive, quick, right to the cup and finishes strong.
Quick dish to the inside. Step back, 3. Kaczynski puts it in.
He's an excellent shooter, and he has not really had the chance to get loose so far this game. But again, the Rebels need people like that to knock down shots to defeat this Spartan zone. So that's a great one to see go down.
And a Rebels foul on Lincoln Kaczynski.
Foul's going to go against Kaczynski. And to the line is Kalen Jackins, as we see a mascot, I believe, from the Spartans walked in. Haven't seen him yet. Maybe pulling up a little late. Kind of just adds to that atmosphere. You know, it's not easy for a school to coordinate a basketball team being in one place with a mascot and a full costume, as well as a band of, well, they said it was 10, and then when they walked into the gym, it looked like 50, and we kind of had a laugh about that, but it looks like it's back down to 10, maybe 15 students. Spartans going all out for this game today. Good to see. Looking for a second three in a row. Lincoln Kosinski.
Yeah, he has the ability to get hot. He was absolutely draining threes in warm-up. So I think the Rebels would love to see him get going even a little bit more.
Kosinski now deflects that pass along the baseline out of bounds.
Again, you've got to say, for how things have gone for the Spartans, it seems like they've kind of controlled action, but just seems like every time they're about to stretch things to a near blowout, there's always been a counter punch from the Rebels. And right now, it kind of felt like things weren't going so hot for them. But now the game's down to 12. They're close to being right back into it.
Talked about it earlier too. Just lots of threes being taken by the Rebels. Sometimes these comebacks are just a matter of those shots falling.
Yeah, you're always going to run a little bit hot and cold when you shoot a lot of threes, but and here they force a turnover with their defense. But again, I don't think it's a bad strategy to let some threes fly. Here we got Kosinski going, and Owen Hickey can get hot at any moment. So it might be the strategy they need to get back into it, because again, with Carson Fisher defensively there for the Spartans, things in the paint are not always easy to come by, but the threes are going to be open.
Talma brings it up court. Talma, his favorite player, by the way, is Dylan Brooks, as he pulls the three and it doesn't go. I'll call a commentator's jinx on that one because I mentioned Brooks' name right before he shot.
I have to say, when you look at these players, favorite NBA players, you'll see the LeBrons, you'll see the Kyrie Irvings. Dylan Brooks really jumps out at you, and I think that says something about the intensity that Talma plays with, that he admires someone like Dylan Brooks who plays super hard, plays with intensity, and loves the defensive side of the game.
Talma went up. Fisher with the presence on the inside. Rebels come up with a quick strip over the middle. Hickey driving, goes up with the right and is fouled. I will say though about the favorite player Dylan Brooks thing, I'm a big Dylan Brooks fan. Obviously not everybody is, but it's good to see these players growing up able to idolize and look up to a Canadian player.
Absolutely, and I think that Dylan Brooks is his play for Canada at the World Cup certainly earned some more fans, and it's got a little bit of that, you hate to play against him, but you'd love to have him on your team. And I will say, growing up watching Canada basketball, there wasn't really that kind of gritty, physical wing that loved to match up with the best players in the world. But Dylan Brooks invites that challenge, and it's been an important player for the Canadian program, and now of course for the Rockets where he is now.
Good look there for the Spartans, as Stearns is able to find the bottom of the bucket. Kosinski fakes the shot, back up to Talma. Quickly back to Kosinski. Took a look at the rim for a moment, didn't shoot. Quick pass, they were looking for Del Carmen just out of his reach. Fisher with the steal, now driving it the other way, goes 1-on-2 and finds the layup.
So that's your 6'9" center getting the ball and dribbling all the way down the floor in traffic and finishing with the layup. Like, that's just an incredible skill at that height.
Del Carmen from the free throw line doesn't go. Fisher with the rebound. This time he'll give it up to Payne. Now it's Pompey. Doesn't go. Del Carmen with the contest. Hickey, see if he can get going. Quick give to Kosinski. Hickey up top, gives it right back. Kosinski puts it on the floor. Back out to Talma. Down to Wright. He'll put it on the floor. Up to Kosinski again. 7 on the shot clock. Quick pass up to Del Carmen. They were trying to get it to Wright. It was taken away, but stepping out of bounds is Stearns, and they won't say he ever got full possession, so just 2 seconds left on the shot clock for the Rebels, and they'll call a timeout.
Yeah, this is a very smart timeout for Jasper Place. You've got 2 seconds on the shot clock here to make something happen from a baseline out of bounds play. That's not always an easy attempt to get up, not something you're able to practice, so this is a very smart use of a timeout to get everyone on the same page, draw something up, and see if you can get something quick here on the baseline out of bounds play. Maybe it's at the rim, maybe it's something curling to the near corner so you can get a three-point look, but again, the ability of Jasper Place to just continually stay in this game, keep things in touch, has been so impressive. And if they can get a big shot here on a 2-second shot clock on a baseline out of bounds, I mean, those are the kind of plays you can really build momentum from.
Spartans up by 14, 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. I start to feel that the Rebels are starting to feel the importance of these minutes here, as they called the timeout with 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock, maybe even a little less, could be a couple ticks less. And these are the possessions where they need to start picking up some points. 14 points isn't a huge deficit, but a guy like Fisher on the Spartans is going to make his shots. You're not going to make up all that in a couple minutes. Talma to inbound to see what they have drawn up. Kaczynski for three, puts it on the floor, goes up, and never hit the rim, so it'll be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, well defended from the Spartans out of that timeout. Again, the Rebels came out with something special they drew up, but just really good defense from the Spartans to bust it up.
Podajchuk handoff up top. They'll give it to Fisher. Goes to the left, floating and putting it in.
That was well defended. Again, just a big-time make from a 6'9" player who's able to put the ball on the floor and hit a pull-up jumper with contact.
We're going to say Kaczynski traveled.
Yeah, you're seeing the adjustments the Spartans have made to their zone. And again, yes, they've played largely this 2-3 zone, but within the 2-3 zone, they've given so many different looks out of it. And now the way that they're responding to the three-point shooters, playing a little bit more extended, it's been so effective. And again, they're so comfortable in that zone that they can make these tweaks within a game and still be effective.
Parsons along the baseline, floats, kicks it out. Three, doesn't go. Rebound by Hickey. Hickey will take it up court, quick pass to the middle, and they'll give it to Wright, who puts it in.
That was a great pass by Hickey in transition, and then another little extra to get that little short. I don't think Wright expected the ball to come to him, and suddenly he found himself with a little floater. Good ball movement there from the Rebels.
Spartans, a little dangerous play there at half court, but they're able to work it up. Ball's on the ground. Hickey will pick up the loose ball. Looked like Williams might have got a fingertip on it. Talma, three, doesn't go. Long rebound, corralled by the Spartans, brought up court by Podajchuk. Quick give, Parsons goes up and it's in.
Yeah, and there's, Hickey can't really play that too aggressively with his foul trouble. He does well to go straight up and make it a tough look, but again, transition buckets, tough to defend.
Kaczynski. Closeout came just soon enough. Talma will go to Kaczynski again. This time he shoots and doesn't go. And Podajchuk might have taken an elbow up top on the rebound there, so a bit of a 4-on-5 here for the Spartans as Podajchuk is hunched over by his bench.
Yeah, there's a carry called on the offense, but behind the play, we're going to get a sub here. Oh. Yeah, that was a elbow right to the nose or maybe mouth, and he's now at the bench with the towel.
I think we all know how those feel, and it can be just a glancing blow at times. But when you take that elbow or forearm up against your nose, doesn't matter how glancing that blow is, it's always going to sting.
No, and that seemed to be a lot more straight on than a glancing blow. But luckily, good medical staff here for St. Peter the Apostle. So there's a couple people attending to him right now.
Rebels take over. Hickey. Baseline drive. Kick out. Back up to Talma. Gives it up to Hickey. Hickey goes up. And not a ton of space. But puts it in.
Great little dump off pass there. No look bouncer. And then Owen Hickey takes contact and finishes. Gets a steal on the other end. Let's see if he can ignite his team.
They can hold for last possession here if they want. With 14 seconds now remaining in the corner. Talma up top. Hickey pulls it. Drains it.
Thought they might wait for that last shot like you mentioned, but Owen Hickey gets his feet set and he's dangerous as soon as he does it. And there's the Spartans who are not aware of the time on the clock. Bench a little bit distracted, not able to let them know, and that's a little bit of a break for Jasper Place, who once again finds a way to just keep this game in touch.
Spartans still in control, but Hickey with a late three, able to cut the Spartans lead back to 11 after 3.
You've always wanted to be part of something bigger than yourself. You live for experience and lead by example. You want the most out of life and realize what you're looking for is already in you. This is for you, the Canadian Armed Forces. A message from the Government of Canada.
Welcome back to the Saville Center on this IC Live Procast. ASAA Hoops Showcase, Spartans and Rebels. Been a good game pretty much all the way through. Spartans have been pretty much clinging onto this double-digit lead, up 69-58 as we near the final frame, the final 10 minutes of action here.
Yeah, Lyndon Kaczynski and Owen Hickey starting to knock down the three ball. That's been what it's taken to get things back in the game. And again, they're also starting to crank things up on the defensive end with pressure. And again, I've just been astounded by their ability to just take punch after punch after punch from the Spartans and remain in it. Now we've got 10 minutes left of action to see what happens.
So to kind of set up this fourth quarter, what we've seen so far, Rebels, I think it's pretty fair to say, they've been able to hold themselves in it with these occasional short spurts. This fourth quarter, they probably, though, really need the three to fall based on what we've seen so far.
I think so. Carson Fisher has just been so impactful for St. Peter the Apostle on the inside defensively. I mean, he's been very impactful on the offensive end as well. But just defensively, the impact he's had at the middle of that 2-3 zone, it's been tough for the Rebels to get anything going in the paint. Knocking out some three-pointers to soften things up would be huge. And Boynton, the big-time defensive play to knock away that Carson Fisher shot, and Owen Hickey on the other end, so strong, so under control, gets a layup.
Hickey maybe starting to come alive here to open up this fourth quarter. Goes on a mini run on his own, and going the other way, no bucket. It was Del Carmen drawing the charge.
Del Carmen just in the middle of everything in this game, both offensively and defensively, stands in there, gets in perfect position and takes the contact. And this is a single-digit game for what is the first time in a long time for the Rebels, and unfortunately they can't follow it up. Looks like he stepped on the sideline here, attacking the closeout, which has happened to a number of players. But again, it's in a game that looked like it could go poorly with some runs from St. Peter the Apostle. Jasper Place has just been able to cut it down.
Fisher driving in a ton of traffic, doesn't go. But as he's done all game, he picks up his own rebound. This time, he can't save it though. It'll travel out of bounds.
Thought that there was some really good minutes played by Wright defensively, who did a really good job on the perimeter on Carson Fisher, keeping him on the outside. And now it's Boynton who's got that length to kind of battle with him on the inside.
Del Carmen out to Williams. Driving, Williams to the corner, open, three, it's in! Hickey again!
He can get hot in a hurry.
Battle for it in the corner, and it will be tipped out by Tama. So the Spartans keep possession, a couple seconds off the shot clock only.
So here's a chance for Jasper Place to put on some pressure. Already 2 seconds off the clock to get the ball over half. Inbounding it from a corner, that's a difficult place to do it. Well, it looks like they actually are figuring out the shot clock situation, but look at where that ball has to be inbounded from. So, right in that corner, difficult place to do it.
Yeah, Rebels have a couple players up in the front court here, Hickey and Tama.
They will change the shot clock, only with 2 seconds, but it looks like the Spartans will get over with ease and actually attack out of it.
Parsons makes a pass now on the outside. They find Fisher back over the middle. Hickey over to support. Fisher puts it in. Who's the foul on? Is it on Hickey or Boynton? It is on Boynton. That's important. Hickey is in pretty massive foul trouble here.
Yeah, that was a really savvy move from Carson Fisher. He just gave one little, like not even a full pump fake. It was like a quarter of a pump fake, which just messed up the timing of Boynton. And then when he went up, it was a foul. And of course, he's strong. He's balanced enough to finish it still.
We've been talking a lot about the foul trouble of Hickey, but 7 points for him in the last few minutes here. Your best players like Hickey, who takes a three, they're always going to find a way to make an impact. Another bucket for Hickey.
Yeah, like I said, he can get hot in an absolute hurry. And especially you can see when he gets his feet set like that, it doesn't really matter if defense is pressuring him. If he's on balance, that shot's going to fall.
in the corner. Now driving. Holowadiak hasn't seen a ton of minutes. Fisher now over the middle, another bucket.
Oh, this could be going up.
Hickey, quick three, in again. Last 3 attempts from the three-point line for Hickey have gone in. His last 5 field goals have gone in. The Spartans call a timeout.
Head coach Chris Delano is not happy. His team just let, again, the hottest shooter in the gym step into one in transition. No one picked up Hickey, no one picked up the shooter, and that's why I saw him walking up on the near sideline to us and said, hey, this one's going up. And what happens? Moment Hickey touches it, he shoots it, and man, we've got ourselves a 2-possession game with, we've got the intensity of a last-minute game. We still have 8 minutes to go here.
Still 8 minutes to go. And if you do like high school basketball, we do have more coming up. After this, tip-off should be at about 7 o'clock between Edmonton Christian and Ross Shepherd. We have had a stellar game here. Now, I don't have live scoring at my fingertips right now, but by my count, since about the minute mark in the third quarter, so 3 minutes of game time, Hickey has scored 14 points to cut the lead down to 5.
Yeah, very, very pure basketball experience here. Nothing but the score on the board and just seeing the action. But again, seeing Hickey just come in and be impactful in a way that, he had foul trouble in the second quarter, didn't play a whole lot, had to be a little bit measured in the third quarter. He actually didn't even start the second half due to that foul trouble, presumably. But when he's out there, he knows what his team has needed. What did we say? We need someone, or the Rebels need someone who can knock down a shot. And what has he done? Came in and drilled a bunch.
Spartans now looking to get it going on offense. Doesn't go. Fight for the loose ball. Del Carmen down to the floor. Still getting pressured and finds a way to get it to Hickey. Hickey looking for more as it tipped away. Fisher down to the floor, trying to get out of it. And they're going to call a travel here on Fisher, who was kind of rolling around on the ground. Opportunity for the Rebels. Del Carmen inbound and is tipped. It'll stay Rebels ball. Talma inbound again. Quickly over to Hickey. Tries to drive it and got fouled. That one's going to go against Parsons.
Fouls on SBA Blake Parsons.
No foul trouble yet for the Spartans. Still at 2. Something to watch, though. It's just over 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Del Carmen to the corner. Williams, 3, doesn't go. Hickey with the board, goes up with the right. Doesn't go, too strong. Fisher pulls down the rebound.
Oh, numbers in transition like you're mentioning.
For the Spartans going the other way. Quick look for the 3, doesn't go. And Boynton with the rebound.
Great rebound there to box out Fisher.
Hickey quickly to the corner. Williams. Tallman out. Up top. Tried to find Boynton. It was tipped away by Williams.
Again, just that impact of Fisher. Every time these guards are getting into the paint, they're looking to dump it off. And you just got to wonder at this point, do you just try to find your three-point shooters while things are rolling? If you can get into the teeth of that defense, kick it out and see if you can get an open look, like this one.
Talma's going to take it. Short. Rebound by Fisher. He didn't even have position on that one. He just kind of reached up over everybody. Spartans with a 5-point lead. It sets the pressure starting to build. Open layup is in. Jackins.
That's what we were seeing in the first quarter when the Spartans were building their lead. Jackins' ability to just continue getting the paint with his right hand.
Boynton quickly goes up to the right. 6.5 minutes remaining. Lots of time, but it'll be gone before you know it with the pace that this game has been getting played at. Parsons tries to find Fisher. Fisher goes up and puts it in.
That was a really nice double team there from Williams there on the baseline. But again, Carson Fisher just has such nice touch mixed in with that length.
Rebels might have got away with a bit of a kicked ball there as they were bringing the ball up the court. And they will turn it over anyways as the Spartans take possession.
in comes Mateo Wright, who again, I've really liked his defense on Carson Fisher, particularly on the perimeter. He's giving up some length on the inside, but when Fisher catches on the outside, Wright has been able to really make him feel uncomfortable.
Pompey, Fisher over the middle. Hickey did a good job to contest, but not much you can do.
Yeah, really good by Fisher. He's, Wright's trying to front him. He just pins him on his backside, and then that means if the pass gets over, it's going to be a layup, which it was.
Williams behind the back pass to Wright. Wright stops his feet up to Del Carmen. Quickly off to Wright again. In the corner, Tama open. It goes. Pompey looking for the response, up by 6. Makes a move, crossover, can't finish. Might have been some contact from Del Carmen. Hickey quickly driving the other way. It was poked away by Fisher, but it went off of Hickey last. Spartans ball.
Blocked from our vantage point as to what happened. Hickey took it strong, confidently against Fisher, but the ball must have been knocked down against his leg, and the official had a great view of that one, and the Spartans kind of live on.
Pompey calls for some support. Quick give over to Payne. Steps around Talma. Fisher, second three-point attempt of the game, and his second make.
Getting it done on the inside, getting it done on the outside. Pick and pop, gets a wide open look, and we've seen that ability to hit threes.
Spartans force the turnover. Payne, Hickey hustles back, but Payne puts it in. And a timeout for the Rebels.
That
momentum.
Defense fueling things here from the Spartans. Here, Owen Hickey does everything possible in transition to try to chase this one down. Thought we might have a chase down moment, but great finish, and it forces a timeout from the Rebels.
Now you feel the momentum kind of going back to the Spartans side here, Eric. Basketball really is a game of runs, and this game has pretty much been evidence of that. It hasn't really been these two teams trading buckets throughout the night, and it feels like the Spartans have just had the one run that's lasted a little bit longer. That has them up by 11 here.
Yeah, basketball is a game of runs. It's an emotional game, and I mean, add in the high school game, that's going to even be heightened. And I think right now you're seeing with the Rebels, they have the ability to get hot from three, and that's kind of their spurt ability. But when you look at the Spartans, they can get turnovers with their zone, and they've got Carson Fisher. So it just seems like they've had two separate ways of fueling their runs. And again, we did see that pick and pop three from Fisher, but it was also the defense forcing these transition easy layups, which have just been backbreakers for Jasper play. So that's what's been kind of the difference so far. But it just seems like every time the Spartans have punched, the Rebels have kept things close. So let's see what the Rebels have left.
Wright thought about it, puts it on the floor, goes up with the left, and it rattles in.
Nice finish on the spin, and now they have a turnover.
Talma down low, fighting for a jump ball. And I believe possession arrow here should go to the Rebels. I believe.
Looks like you're correct, and again, this is a big opportunity to make it a bunch of points here with the ball on one side of the floor.
Down by 9. We've seen these leads close quickly. Whistle away from the play here.
Some shot clock adjustments here.
And they're just going to adjust the shot clock. And then Talma will get the ball back on the baseline. Not a bad spot to inbound here. Kosinski on the floor. I think he had more space there than he thought. Now he'll take the three, doesn't go. Finds his own rebound though. It was a long one. Quick out to Hickey. Hickey, it's in again!
Just an incredible ability to hit shots off the move to get his balance quickly, and that's what his team needs right now.
Quick lay in the other way. A momentum stopper from Jackins.
Jackins' just ability to get to his strong hand at the rim. It's been impressive all game.
Right at the free throw line, finds Boynton wide open. Here's Payne. Stops his dribble to give it to Fisher. Nice move. Now a kick out to the corner. Two players contest. That's going to leave a man open. It's Payne. Three is in.
That is a big shot, as it looked like the Rebels were once again getting things close. And now it looks like the Spartans force another turnover. Got to watch the over and back here.
And just kind of a tangle of feet there. And Payne is down in a heap here as he got tangled up with Pompey. Wonder if he got hit where no man at least wants to get hit.
Scramble play, he actually did well. I thought he was about to throw it back to his own side. It would have been over and back. He actually waited until his teammate got over half, but bounced off his shin and out. And here's that high-low action again.
But Pompey is really hurting here. It might have been a finger, actually, as he went down to the floor to brace his fall. They try to get it to him. Thomas steps right into it, puts it up, and it's in. Man, I tell you what, they got to get a timeout here. They will call one, and Payne is down. This one might be for.
Yeah, pointing.
Oh, he's limping.
Yeah, he's pointing to his calf or his ankle. I think it could be a cramp the way he was first point. There's kind of had the universal flexing of his ankle up and down that often tells you cramp. And I mean, he's played a lot of minutes. He's played extremely hard. So we'll see. We'll hope it's just cramping and nothing more serious. That'll be something we monitor.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, we have yet another turnover by the Spartans here, giving the Rebels a chance to cut this to a one-possession game.
Unforced error. Spartans just got their lead back up to 11. It evaporated in a heartbeat, now down to just 5, and Hickey has the ball. Gives it up to Kaczynski. Up top to right, shot clock to 5 seconds. Puts it up high off the backboard, and that one might have hit the shot clock.
Yeah, I think the Rebels actually caught a little bit of a break here. The Spartans would have had an opportunity to push in transition, but because it hit the shot clock, it's going to turn into an inbounds, and this is where...
Nearly they turn it over again.
I was about to say this is where the Rebels are getting turnovers, and they almost do it again.
On the other end is Fisher, big bucket, extends the lead to 7. 2.5 to play. Right, Kaczynski, open, he can make these, he will.
There's a lot of attention on Owen Hickey on the other side of the floor, but they leave Kaczynski, who can also hit shots, and that's a wide open jumper that he's going to hit more times than not.
Pompey, big possession, contested by Toma, doesn't make it, but Pompey with the second chance points. Rebels down by 6. The three-point shot has come alive here. Toma pulls it mid-range, doesn't go. Fisher with the rebound. And they were tiptoeing the sideline, and the Spartans just stepped out as Jackins couldn't quite keep his feet in bounds.
Yeah, these turnovers the last couple of minutes are keeping the Rebels in it.
Toma will give it to Wright. Kaczynski, open! It's in! Kaczynski has now come alive in the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game. Fisher driving against Boynton, puts it up with the right, doesn't go. Hickey with the rebound.
Huge possession here.
Chance to cut the lead to 1 or even tie. Hickey goes up and he's fouled.
That's a huge foul call for Spartans. Owen Hickey shoots 2 of the 5. An opportunity to cut the lead.
The three-point shot has been so good to the Rebels here of late, but I love Owen Hickey. And you've got to be in attack mode in transition. It's so tough to defend at the rim when you're backpedaling. So he gets an opportunity here to knock down a couple of free throws and hopefully set their defense, maybe full court. It's been so good for the Rebels, creating turnovers, creating opportunities to get back into this game, which has really turned into a special one.
I believe the Rebels' last lead was an 8-3 lead just a couple minutes into this game. With 78 seconds left, they have cut that deficit down to 1. They were down by as many as 18, hung around, and now we got to finish. Pompey, he's blocked, Boynton!
They've got numbers. Hickey should push.
Hickey pulls it, doesn't go. High rebound, pulled in by Wright, puts it up with the right. Rebounded by Fisher. 53 seconds. Spartans looking to settle things down. Here's Parsons. Fisher came free for a moment off the screen, but Boynton. Open three, doesn't go. Hickey with the board. And was he fouled on the rebound?
He was. Luckily, the Spartans have some fouls to give, so I won't be sending him to the free throw line or anything. But you know what? I didn't know if we were going to get to this point. But here's Jasper Place with the opportunity. Oh.
What's the call here?
I don't understand what just happened.
I know it's against the Rebels. We know that much.
And we're going to get a timeout here from the Spartans. So it looks like they changed.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that the foul was changed from being on a Spartan to being on Boyington.
Yeah, that's what we heard from the in-house. So maybe just a quick correction there from the referees is going to give the Spartans the ball back.
I mean, we saw the contact going into Hickey, but there's a chance that he was perhaps pushed. And obviously a big call, and this was a smart timeout here from Chris Delano at St. Peter the Apostle. This would be, you get a score here, and something you can trust your defense that's been really good so far in this game. And of course, for the Rebels, you're trying to figure out, okay, what are we doing here defensively? 14 seconds. You know if you get a defensive rebound or allow a score, you're going to get the ball back. What's the plan? Maybe thinking about if they're going to use the timeout to advance if there is a score. Just going over all those possible outcomes here.
Meanwhile, the Spartans here, 35 seconds on the game clock, 14 on the shot clock. They might have an opportunity here to go 2 for 1. So a couple things working against the Rebels now. Just as it looked like they were going to get the ball back. Instead, it'll be Parsons to inbound on the baseline. Boynton guarding it. They're trying to find Fisher. They have some trouble getting it in. Just a high pass though to Fisher, and he's able to reel that one in easily. They try to hand it back off to Fisher. A travel. Rebels get the ball back.
Wow. Big travel, and now we'll see the timeout from the Rebels. We'll see what they want to do here. You mentioned a 2 for 1 opportunity earlier from the Spartans. It's a little tight to execute that one now here for the Rebels, but if they wanted to get up a quick attempt, give themselves an opportunity to play the foul game if it misses, extend the game that way, or this timeout could just be about, hey, what are we doing on this next possession? Let's put it all on the line here. Let's get a good attempt. But couple different strategic little things you could do here with 30 seconds left, which in a basketball game can feel like an eternity.
Yeah, it can. And this next possession is really extra important here for the Rebels. That was their last time out of the game. So if the Spartans are able to make a bucket on the other side, Rebels won't be able to call a timeout. This will be their last drawn-up play of the game as well.
Yeah, it's worth noting that they're likely to advance the ball here with the newer FIBA rules will mean 14 seconds on the shot clock, again adding to the number of possessions that we could still see with 30 seconds. But I'm just really fascinated. Oh, and this is very smart here by the Rebels. So what just happened, the official asked if they wanted to advance the ball, and if they did, it would be 14 seconds on the shot clock. Right. They said, hey, we don't need to do that. So they're taking the ball on their own end line, which keeps the shot clock at 24 seconds, which I think is a wise decision in this instance, and especially with no pressure here from the Spartans. It just gives them a little bit more leeway if something were to happen. I'm interested to see what happens here, though. You know what the Spartans are going to do. They're going to say, let's not allow Owen Hickey to beat us. So what do the Rebels have here to get a good look, maybe knowing that Hickey's going to be face guarded or completely taken out of this? I'm interested to see. This is a big possession.
Kaczynski, Toma, Wright, and Boynton on the floor as well. Hickey, quick give to Toma. Spartans student section coming alive. Hickey in the corner, fake, puts it up. It's in! What a shot from Owen Hickey!
Only called a 2 on the floor. Toe on the line. Now here's the Spartans' opportunity. They're looking to get it into Fisher on the inside.
Forces the turnover. It's off a Spartan.
And that was Toma all game being so impactful with his defense. Taps the ball away from the ball handler, goes off his foot, and the ball is back to the Rebels.
Spartans call a timeout. Now they're down by 1 with 11.5 seconds left.
Also of note, they only are at 3 team fouls, so they'll probably look to maybe get an aggressive steal, but probably take a foul right away because it's going to take 2 to get the Rebels to the free throw line and try to extend this game, just exactly what St. Peter is trying to do. Yeah, this has been, again, it can be reductive to say this, but basketball can come down to being a make shots league or a make shots game. And what has happened in the last couple of minutes, it's been the shot makers of the Rebels that have been a little bit more efficient than the shot makers of the Spartans, and that's what's been the difference. And it's now going to be on the defense of the Rebels to make something happen. I mean, yes, they have the ball here, but the Spartans are likely to get something back with a special play here called up by Cristolano, and let's see what both teams can do.
Have to imagine here that the Spartans are going to try to get the ball to Fisher. He's been their best player to date.
So first of all, I'm
Once they
interested
get
to
the
see
ball back, obviously.
do the Spartans foul right away? Do they go hard for a steal? Yeah, they've got
They
clock
foul
is
Hickey.
still
Clock is
running,
still
unfortunately,
going.
so we'll have to deal with that.
About a 1.5 seconds extra ticked off there. Looks like the Spartans bench picked up on it right away. There should be just under 8 seconds, I would think, on the game clock.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit more, but again, I wouldn't have mind seeing
9
a
seconds.
foul even a little bit quicker. But the next one will put a Rebel to the free throw line if the Spartans are unable to come with a steal.
Hickey with space, so he was able to waste another 1.5 seconds. He's fouled by Pompey. Hickey to the free throw line.
Yeah, and a mature play there from Hickey as well. He probably could have kept playing keep away, dribbled it out a little bit more, maybe get a second or 2 more off the clock, but he played it safe, took the foul, and now he's going to go and try to knock down 2 huge free throws.
Big ones. Misses the first.
And remember, the Spartans do not have a timeout to advance it. They'll have to take the ball in if there's a make here and push it up the floor.
Big free throw here for Hickey. He's come alive here in the 4th quarter after foul trouble early. Hickey zones in and makes the second. Remember, like you said, no timeouts for the Spartans. This is the game. Pompey on the sideline, out of bounds.
It's so tough to bring the ball up against pressure with the sideline. And again, just really good defense without fouling by the Rebels to force the ball handler out. And now they'll just try to get the ball in here safely, and Kaczynski gets loose.
Kaczynski in the corner. Smart play not to shoot it. Now this game is not over. Still 2.7 seconds on the clock here, but if Kaczynski makes both, that will be the icing on the cake. Could this be a case here of, with so little time, maybe if you make the first, you look at maybe not making the second? I think you just try to make it a 4-point game, right?
I think you try to make it the 4-point game. If it was 3 points, you might have a conversation, but I mean, you have the benefit of even if he does miss this free throw, it's of course going to be very tough to get the ball, turn around, put a 3/4 court heave up.
Kaczynski makes the second. Barring a miracle, that'll do it. Inbound to Parsons. Boynton tipped it away, so 1.7 will stay on the clock. Game's not over yet. I did see a highlight on Twitter the other day of some game down south where there was a 4-point play to end it. That's what it would require here. Fisher heaves one right with the contest. No contact, doesn't go in anyways. Rebels with a huge comeback win.
Just incredible heart, execution down the stretch, connectivity from everyone on that Jasper Place bench. I mean, that's just an incredible effort to bring back a game that at so many points they could have folded when they were down by near 20 in the first half, when some of their better players were in foul trouble. Just in the late 3rd quarter when the lead of the Spartans was stretched 18, just so many opportunities where Jasper Place could have said, we're kind of done for tonight, but they just kept fighting, kept clawing their way back in, and then it was their shooters that got them back in the game, and whoa boy, were we treated to an exciting one.
Really seemed to come down to, obviously Hickey just getting on fire in that 4th quarter, but that secondary and tertiary shooting, especially from the perimeter from the Rebels there, was what really seemed to bring him back into this game, Eric.
Yeah, Kaczynski hit some just massive ones. He, of course, he knocked down the big free throws there at the end too, and he looked so calm and unbothered by the atmosphere. So I thought he had some big minutes, and then it was the guards on the floor that provided defense, kept the ball from the Spartans from getting into Carson Fisher, and that was ultimately the difference. I mean, it took a team effort. Whenever you're down by near 20 in the third quarter and you come back to win, it's going to be a team effort, and that's just something that's massive for Jasper Place to build on.
What a way to kick off our first ever ASAA Hoop Showcase. But we're not done yet. In just about 15, maybe 20 minutes from now, it'll be Edmonton Christian tipping off against Ross Shepherd. Rebels win in an epic comeback.